Uh, okay. Good morning, all. Myself, Harsha Tadele from KC College of Engineering Management, Jalgaon. I am here to present the paper on clinical assessment and management of COVID-19 patients using artificial intelligence. And the authors are Rashmi Phalnikar ma'am, Shubhal Dikshit sir, and myself, Harsha Tadele. Okay. So this is the agenda of the paper, Introduction, AI and its Application, Literature Survey, COVID-19 Patient Management Process, Path, and Conclusion References. So as we know, by the March of 11, 2020, the World Health Organization declared the new virus, which is called the coronavirus, and it has brought the entire globe into a compulsory lockdown, and that's why it's called as a pandemic. So this coronavirus is a group of infection, and it takes the form of SARS, MERS, and COVID-19, which affects the respiratory tract. This coronavirus spreads via the close contact and through respiratory droplets, which form when a person sneezes or coughs. It also spread through the fomite transmission, such as infected surface, and also via the physical contact when with the some body membranes like eyes, mouth, nose. Like this, most widely recognized the clinical indications for this COVID-19 are the fever and cough. So that COVID-19 is the highly contagious, which is why it must be detected quickly. So in order to isolate that infected person very fast, to spread that, to limit the spread that disease. So that's why this artificial intelligence is a good tool which is used for the prediction of this COVID-19. And this AI in healthcare also provide undoubtedly more than the our traditional analysis, and it also help to decision making strategies for clinical environment. And this AI is very influenced and enhanced because of it has the accessibility of historical data, regular information, and high computational force. So the main goal of this AI application is useful in the treatment of treatment of that patient, drug development, then diagnosis of that procedures, patient outcomes, and for precautions. So next is the AI, means actually what is artificial intelligence and its applications. So the artificial intelligence is contributed our all aspects of lifestyle, right? Like mobile and daily instruments. And its applications are changing our way of life by mimicking the human intelligence to tackle everyday tasks. So this AI is used in several fields like text mining, NLP, medical imaging, IoT, robotics. So we will see these applications one by one for how these applications useful in the COVID-19. So first one is the text mining and natural language processing. So in this, the natural language processing along with the LSTM, means long short term memory network, are embedded into the model for prediction, and this is applied in number of Chinese cities, and a combination of this NLP with the LSTM make the hybrid AI model for COVID-19 forecast. And this hybrid AI model reduces the error of predictions. Next is the NLP, text mining, and network analysis. In this, Twitter data set is used. Means here, a researcher analyze a Twitter data set about COVID-19, which explore some policies and understand about the pandemic. The main objective of this data set and study is to identify the public response to the pandemic and how that response varies according to time, countries, and policies. Also, it analyze the information and misinformation about the pandemic which is presented and transmitted. So, analysis of this data set is helpful for government decision makers to reduce the impact of current pandemic, and it prepare the better policies for a future future pandemics. Next is the deep learning for medical imaging. As we know, the this medical imaging is a significant job for identification of COVID-19 patients, which is badly affected. So the overall performance of this AI use the deep learning method to utilize the process and examine that medical imaging to help doctors and radiologists to get better diagnosis performance, because medical image contains like the CT scan, chest X-ray, and ultrasound, which is broadly used for the diagnosis of that patient, then follow up, then it will give the opinion and what treatment should be given that patient. So this medical image is useful to uh, this medical imaging is useful to confirm the diagnosis of that suspected patients if if its test RT-PCR test is negative. So when we diagnose that suspected patient, we can isolate that patient and treat the patient quickly. Next is the Internet of Things. So this IoT technology is safe and efficient to deal with this COVID-19 pandemic. Uh, because many of the papers discuss how this IoT is useful in the fight against this COVID-19. This IoT will be helpful for the clinical staff, because it is this clinical staff with can be use this IoT by remote checking of that in-home patients. Next is the computer vision. Computer vision means actually in this computer vision, many of the countries use infrared cameras and facial recognition system. So this computer vision first of all used in China, and then that country over the world check the mop for COVID-19 side effects and screen the individuals through lockdown. Infrared cameras are utilized in China to scan mob for high temperatures at train stations and terminal. Also, they use the facial recognition system to identify the person with high temperature. Means if the temperature exceeds 37.3 degree, and if that patient is not wearing a surgical mask, then that computer vision will help the uh, doctors. Then next is the robotics application. Uh, Actually, in many countries, this robotic system is used with numerous tasks to reduce the spread of the that viral disease by using them for cleaning and for the food preparation jobs in areas which is the affected or infected by that COVID-19 disease. So this robotics is help to minimize the life threat to therapeutic workers and doctors, which taking the lively function in the control of COVID-19 deadly disease. Next is literature survey. So in this paper, AI techniques are used for imaging the data acquisition, segmentation, and diagnosis for COVID-19. In this, AI empowered the image acquisition, which is help to automate the scanning procedure and also reshape the workflow with minimal contact to the patients. And here, chest X-ray imaging is widely used as the assistive tool for COVID-19 prognosis, and AI here AI improve the work efficiency by the accurate description of infection, means in X-ray and CT images. If X-ray and CT images is taken at that time, the AI improve the work efficiency, and also it will help for the radiologist to make some clinical decisions, like disease diagnosis, tracking, and prognosis. In this paper, also they cover the medical imaging and analysis techniques which involved with COVID-19, including data acquisition, segmentation, diagnosis, and follow-up for the COVID-19 disease. Next, this is the application of CIOMT for COVID-19 pandemic. Internet of Medical Things involves the application of IoT tool and concept for health and medical domains, because it is interconnected through the medical equipment and smart health applications and some smart sensors. Sorry. Also, this function of CR-based IoT explicit for the clinical area, which is called cognitive Internet of Medical Things, and this novel application of cognitive radio, which is based on some IoT specific concept for the medical domain, is referred as this CIOMT. And this tool is used for the pandemic as because the every person is connected and monitored through a massive network. That's why CIOMT tool is very useful for the quick identification and quick better triage and control without spreading the infection to others. And it reduce the workload of the radiologists and also the doctors. Next is the deep learning based model for detecting 2019 novel coronavirus pneumonia on high resolution computed tomography, prospective CD. In this paper, deep learning system is used, which is based on the CT imaging, which distinguish the COVID-19 cases from non-COVID-19 cases. And in this research, this system is based on the deep learning for detecting the COVID-19 pneumonia on the high resolution of CT scan, and it also reduce the working pressure of the radiologist, which is contribute to the control of the epidemic. And in this paper, they use the UNet plus plus method, which is actually the design for biomedical image segmentation. This UNet plus plus method is used to extract the abnormal lung areas in the CT images, and it is a CNN. It used the CNN architecture with some changes and its target is not only to classify whether there is the infection, but also it will identify the area of infection in the CT scan. Next is the FluSense technique. Actually, this FluSense is a non-syndromic monitoring program which is used to predict the flu and some viral outbreaks like COVID-19 or SARS or MERS, like this. This FluSense is a contactless surveillance framework. It is used to predict the influenza-like diseases near about 7 to 14 days before it will predict the viral disease. before the real disease occurs in the hospital waiting areas. And it also use the real time sensors like microphone array and thermal camera. So this microphone array is used to detect the normal speech or cup sounds, and the thermal camera is used to detect the crowd density, which is embedded into the edge computing platform. So it will this fluorescence inform the local mobile users about the sickness prediction to avoid that potential areas where this influenza like patients exist. Next is the COVID net. COVID net. In this, the deep convolution neural network method is used. Here, researchers implemented a CNN-based method to detect the COVID-19 patient using chest X-ray images, and they use a pre-trained image net, and then after that train that model of the chest X-ray images. Uh, Here, authors presented one data set which is they called the COVID X, and then they apply a neural network architecture on that data set, which is called a COVID net. And this data set consists of the chest radiography images, which belongs to four classes. That four classes are normal cases without infection. Then second is the bacterial pneumonia. Third is the viral non COVID-19 pneumonia, and the fourth one is the COVID-19. Here they introduce one COVID X data set, which is composed of the 13,907 chest X-ray images across. They use 13,870 patient cases from the different five open data set repositories. Uh, Now we will see the COVID-19 patient management process. This figure actually shows the general procedure which is followed by medical staff to recognize the COVID-19 symptoms of a suspected patient, and further management of the patient till he is cured. So here physician analyze the symptoms of the patient. Symptoms of patients means like it includes cold, fever, diarrhea, insomnia, fatigue, headache, or loss of taste, loss of smell, maybe shortness of breath. These symptoms are analyzed by the physician, and then these symptoms also called as the constitutional symptoms, means it will affect the different systems of the body. After that, the investigation is done according to the symptoms of patient, and if these indications are strong, then the oral or nasal swab of patient is taken. But these symptoms are based on the four categories, which is a mild, moderate, severe, and critical. Before going to the positive swab and negative swab, first of all, we will see all these four categories, which is given in the next slide. So, these are the symptoms and some con- uh, clinical severity and the conclusion. So if there is no clinical symptoms, then that patient may be asymptomatic. So at that time, no chest imaging findings is required. So if the mild clinical symptoms are there, like fever, fatigue, cough, muscle pain, sore throat, headache, then the severity of that patient is the mild. And also at the time of mild severity, no abnormal chest imaging is required. Then if the clinical symptoms means if the patient has mild clinical symptoms as well as some respiratory side effects of like shortness of breath, cough, then it is a moderate severity. and at that time chest imaging is required because it might be show the mild pneumonia of the patient. Uh, if the symptoms, if the clinical symptoms and also the suspected respiratory infection symptoms are included, and also shortness of breath and oxygen saturation is there in case of patient, then that patient may be severe, and at that time the chest imaging is necessary because that chest imaging shows the lesions. The lesions which significantly progress was a severe disease. Then, if the clinical symptoms as well as some, if that patient has some BP, diabetes, or some septic shock or cardiovascular disease, then that severity is critical, and at that time that patient requires some ventilation or maybe ICU monitoring treatment. So based on the symptoms and investigation, the swab of that patient is taken, and if along with these symptoms and conditions, if the swab tests are positive, then that patient may be admitted to the ICU or ward. And if the patient has no clinical, if the patient is positive and it has no clinical symptoms, then that patient is asymptomatic. So when the patient is asymptomatic, at that time we can check the symptoms with the help of AI, with the help of AI to distinguish the infections using using X-ray chest. And if the patient X-ray is clean, then the patient is home quarantine for 17 days, and the symptoms of that patient are checked with the help of we can check the symptoms of that patient with the help of some wearable sensors. So maybe many times the patient can be feverish in the primary stages of infection with some respiratory or chill symptoms. So at that time, doctor suggests some tests which include like RBC count, WBC count, and when the patient shows the symptoms of fever, and if chest CT scan is taken of that patient, and it recognizes some viral pneumonia, then patient needs to be taken for X-ray chest, CT, and respiratory viral test. So, the patient have if any of the symptoms means like mild, moderate, or critical or severe symptoms are appear, then the investigation of that patient is done according to the protocol and according to the severity of that patient, and then that patient gets treatment. Then patient gets treatment, means treatment will be started, and again the swab is taken, and if again after the patient will detect the positive, then patient treatment gets started according to the symptoms, and patients with COVID-19 require some regular monitoring of vital signs like temperature, pulse will be checked, respiratory tract is checked, SpO2 is checked, and then discharge that patient and quarantine that patient for some days. And if the negative swab is um, if the swab is negative for that patient, then the patient gets cured, and patient with negative swab are discharged from the hospital, and it will be again home quarantine. Now see the right hand side of this diagram. If there is a negative swab of the patient, then keep that patient in home isolation. If the patient followed by some mild symptoms which may not require the medical emergency or admission to hospital, when their respiratory status is stable, then we can discharge that patient. So as per their clinical symptoms, patient management is done. Uh, then the laboratory, when the patient is home isolate, and if some severe or critical symptoms occur, at that time the chest x-ray and chest imaging is performed in that patient. So this chest computed tomography has been utilized, sorry, has been utilized to analyze the COVID-19, which shows that that patient has the pneumonia illness. So uh, so the during this entire process, the large data is collected at various stages, and application of AI will be used. Application of AI or deep learning will be used to discover some patterns and make predictions, which can be very useful. So AI with predicting which people would get the most sick and make sense of which of the side effects with this SARI means severe acute respiratory infection. So these patients have like SARI patients means it has the pneumonia like symptoms, and it may be the threat of contagious in many of the cases. So we can treat them as a COVID-19 patients, and if required, then we take again repeat the swab of that patient. Other and if there is no any symptoms, then the patient get cured and discharged from hospital. But if these patients are tried positive for coronavirus, then again they move to the ICU and ICU or the COVID-19 ward and give them the treatment like COVID-19 patients. So uh, so for this the actually path to further investigation is used means analysis of that COVID-19 is used with the help of some existing AI methods. So there are different parameters considered in the analysis of COVID-19 process using AI method. The first parameter is the positive swab. Uh, if the patients are admitted to ICU or ward based on the symptoms and history reports of the patient. So for that the for that which method will be used? So the decision tree, random forest, neural network or CART method is used. This method because the patients to be admitted or not, we can predict with the help of these methods. So the next parameter is asymptomatic X-ray. Asymptomatic patients may have lung lesions, which is based on the X-ray. So the patient is asymptomatic or not. It will be predict with the help of the FG boost and the SVM methods. Next is the symptoms and laboratory measurements is used to predict the infection risk using chest scan and chest X-ray. So to find out the to predict the infection risk. For that, the SVM method and back propagation neural network is used. Next is the check respiratory status is checked with the help of CT scan and chest X-ray. For that, again the SVM method is used. Uh, if the if there is a asymptomatic patients with some heart rate, blood oxygen saturation, respiration rate, or barometric pressure, at that time the IoT method can be used. And if the patient is discharged and home isolate, then at that time ANN method can be used for remote monitoring of that home isolated patient through some smart wearable devices like smart bracelets or smart phones. If the patient breaks that quarantine, then automatic alarm will be sound to the doctor and give some warning message to the doctor. So here I conclude that the AI is a powerful tool to recognize the early infection of the coronavirus, and also it will be helpful to take the decision making and also it give the therapeutic plan by creating some valuable algorithm. This AI can be useful for the uh, therapeutic regime or precaution procedures and medicines and immunization innovation. So these are some references which we have used. Thank you.